Hey, this is Dr. Bill Williams, and I'm talking today about charities and nonprofits. How can we support them better? In this day and age, COVID 2020, it's a bad year for donations. It's a bad time for people that need help because the people that usually work haven't been working as much and they haven't been able to give as much. And so it's a downtime for charities and nonprofits. And so I think we can come up with a better idea. And so I'm going to dig into that. So let's talk about what happens usually. Most of the time, charities and nonprofits live off of what? Donations, right? So if they live off of donations and they're drying up, then that's kind of like a difficult time. But what's the other side that might be possible that they could do? Well, that would be dividends versus dividends. If they could live off of dividends, it's superior because they keep coming year after year. So did you know that the foundations out there that have been around for a long time, that's what they do? Foundations. The foundations are providing consistent generosity to many people around the world because they figured out how to perpetually keep their nest egg and then live off of the dividends. To feed off the dividends is the most important thing, right? So providing consistent generosity. Generosity. So the types of foundations that I'm talking about would be like the Ford Foundation, the Ford Foundation from Carnegie Steel from the early 1900s, the Nobel Peace Prize, the Nobel Prize for Literature. Those are prizes or donations given to people from a dividend built on the fortune that was amassed a century ago. So did you know that in Sweden, the developer, the guy who discovered how to make dynamite, created a mass fortune and decided to give it away to people for peaceful purposes. And that's where the Nobel Peace Prize actually came from Nobel. And then you've got the Bill and Linda Gates Foundation, who the current wealthy people in the world set up a foundation to benefit people all over the globe. And so the idea of dividends supplying the needs of people is not new, but it may be something that we need to look at as a current technique, a current way to fund things that are needy right now. And so I want to propose a strategic initiative. Are you ready for this initiative? So the initiative is we want charities and nonprofits to look for sources of recurring revenue. Charities and nonprofits, they look for sources of recurring revenue. If they look for those sources, instead of seeking donations all the time that are a one-time deal, they have to do it over and over every year. They spend a lot more time doing their charity work instead of doing fundraising. And so that's one point of the initiative. The second point of the initiative is that donors give recurring sources of revenue. So just like the charities are looking for something that is going to keep giving, so donors could give things that keep giving. And you don't have to give a lot of money to give a resource that gives if you give the right resource. So that's the key, the solution. The solution I want to propose, of course, is ONPASSIVE. We've been talking about ONPASSIVE for the last couple of months because it's a brand new company, IT company startup that is taking the world by storm. And we've discussed all of the avenues and all the principal parts of ONPASSIVE in many videos. So I want to invite you to subscribe to my YouTube video channel, Dr. Bill Williams, ONPASSIVE Leader, and other ONPASSIVE videos that are made by other leaders. And I want you to go through those and look for things that mean something to you, that you can understand, that will lead you to make the right decision as to whether you're a donor or whether you're a nonprofit who can seek these kinds of ongoing giving programs. So the truth is, you can give or get. ONPASSIVE. You can give a position in ONPASSIVE, you can get a position in ONPASSIVE for only $97 right now. Now, if you could set up a recurring funding mechanism for $97 and give that to somebody, then you would be teaching them how to fish rather than just handing them a fish. Makes sense? Yes, it does. Because it provides perpetual income. Perpetual income is what we're looking for. Dividend income is perpetual income. So, why is that possible? Well, we've discussed it in previous videos, and the summary is this: CATMO. CATMO TF. Of course, we know what that stands for. If we're in ONPASSIVE and we are in the founder position already, we understand CATMO. But let me explain it to you guys who are just hearing this for the first time. Complete automated internet business systems, communication systems, education systems, social media systems, complete. Everything you need to do online business, communication, education, and social. That's the C. A, automated with artificial intelligence and machine learning. So everything's automated, done for you, so that you can actually run this completely automated without touching it. T, targeted traffic. You know, for any commerce to happen, we talked about the fact that there's got to be a database, and there's got to be a product, and people have got to actually understand about it. You've got to get to your audience with information. And so we send targeted traffic with the CATMO system right to the people that need whatever product we're selling. This is a universal business system that is meant to support every business, every type of family, every type of commerce on the planet. So it's targeted traffic for whatever your business is, whatever your nonprofit is, whatever your charity is. If you want more people to know about it, you just plug your business, your charity, into the system, and you automatically get targeted traffic to your website, to your store, to whatever you point it towards. You're going to get targeted traffic. And then it produces more money, much more money than you could ever get in donations. Much more money than you could ever get by having a team of people going around seeking donations. This is the answer for a lot of charities. If you have a CATMO position in ONPASSIVE, ONPASSIVE is going to drive more people to you, provide more money on a recurring revenue basis to you than all the money chasers you could ever find to support a charity or a nonprofit. It's a magnificent way to look at it. And so you get total freedom if you are using the CATMO system. Total freedom means you've got all the time you need to do what you need to do, devote the time to the people, devote the time to your family. You don't have to spend all your time raising funds, doing fundraising and giving half the money to the fundraising team. You could spend all the money that you're getting on the charity's purpose, feeding the hungry, doing the medical treatment, building the homes for the poor. Whatever your charity is all about, this can support it in a grander way than whatever you used to do in the past. So you don't have to rely solely on the donations from others. You know, it's really important that you give OP today. Give ONPASSIVE positions today to those charities. If you're already a founder, it's important that you look at this as an annual giving program maybe. But you can give a dollar and have to do it again next year, or you can give a position and they'll be fed for life. So that's the point. If you give to your charities of choice and you support them, then they'll be well fed and they won't dry up and blow away. They'll be well fed, just like me. So you see this down here? These, I call those the footprints in the sand. And I want to read you a poem by author Carolyn Joyce Cardy, and she put it to words better than I could ever explain. So let me let you listen to this. You probably heard it before, but listen carefully. One night a man had a dream. He dreamed that he was walking along the beach with the Lord. Across the sky flashed scenes from his life. For each scene, he noticed two sets of footprints in the sand. One being him, the other being the Lord's. When the last scene of his life flashed before him, he looked back at the footprints in the sand. He noticed that many times along the path, his life, there was only one set of footprints. He also noticed that it happened in his very lowest and saddest times of his life. This really bothered him, and he questioned the Lord about it. Lord, he said, that once I decided to follow you, you told me you'd walk with me all the way. But I've noticed that during the most troublesome times in my life, there's only one set of footprints. I don't understand why, when I needed you most, you leave me. And the Lord replied, my son, my precious child, I love you and I would never leave you. During those times of trial and suffering, when you only see one set of footprints, it was I who was carrying you. So we need to carry our brother at times. We need to be the one who helps them in their lowest points. And so I'm saying ONPASSIVE positions can be used in a novel way. Look for recurring sources of income and give those to people who require ongoing funds to run their charities and nonprofits. And we can be bigger than we are. We can stand up taller than we are when we have recurring source of income at our disposal. We can give our best we have out of our own pockets, and that includes also giving recurring sources of income to those who are needy. And this is Bill Williams on charities and nonprofits today. Hope this has been meaningful to you, and I hope you'll take action today. If you want to join in ONPASSIVE, there's a link below here. Whoever's showing you this video is probably a founder already, and they would like you to join if you're not in already, because you can become a founder for the next couple of weeks before we launch. A founder's position is rare. A founder's position is going away when we launch in a couple of weeks. So I want to make this available to you right away, and I want you to take action right away, because there's never a better feeling than being able to help your fellow man. It's Dr. Bill Williams, and I'll see you on videos in the future. Take care.